Hey guys, we're back. It's been a little bit, but we are ready to get going. We got our first kind of normal episode. No interviews today. We're going to be talking NBA Finals, and we're going to be posting a little more consistent in the upcoming 2 weeks. We're going to plan on recording an episode after every Finals game. So if the Finals has happened, look out for a video the next day, recapping it and previewing the next one. So today's episode, we're talking previews, talking matchups, some injury problems, coaching, any advantages both teams have. We'll get into it all. So, Ant, what's the first thing you want to talk about today?
Let's go through matchups, I think.
That's probably the biggest thing. Yeah.
So, point guards, you got the Defensive Player of the Year, Marcus Smart, guarding arguably one of the best point guards ever.
Yep.
Stephen Curry. So that's going to be a good one all series long. I'm interested to see Steph defense versus Marcus Smart offense.
That's true too. I think this matchup in general, I mean, it might be the series decider. As good as the other guys might be for both sides, I mean, whoever wins this matchup, Smart has to drop 20 a night, but whoever wins this matchup might win the series. But Curry's defense on Smart is going to be vital for sure. He's got to keep him from penetrating so that other guys don't get open for sure.
Well, I'm reading this. It says Steph Curry against Marcus Smart all time in his career has averaged 24 points and shot 42% from three-point range in 10 games.
That's really good.
That's really
Marcus Smart.
Really good.
Yeah.
So Marcus Smart is the Defensive Player of the Year, but he's got a tall task.
For sure, and it'll be interesting to see the Celtics' defensive scheme on Curry when they run pick and rolls and stuff. Will Smart try to stay attached, or
I think you might have to double in certain situations.
I think so. So let's go through the Celtics first. If Smart will definitely be on Curry.
Brown's on Clay.
Brown's on Clay probably. Who's guarding Wiggins?
Tatum.
Probably Tatum.
If they run the same lineup.
Yeah. So we're gonna assume starting lineups will be normal for both teams, as in Warriors will run Kevon Looney at 5 to start the game, and the Celtics will run Robert Williams at 5 to start the game.
Or Grant.
Maybe Grant Williams, but that wouldn't be a huge difference as far as matchups. So Tatum would guard Wiggins. Horford on Green.
That one I feel like.
But interchangeable for sure.
Robert Williams, Grant Williams, Horford, either one.
And I love the three bigs that the Celtics have, because it doesn't matter which two of them play. It can be any two at any time.
I like Robert for defensive.
For sure.
But Grant Williams could be good late situation. You switch him on to stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's why I think late in the game I don't think Robert Williams is going to see much time, because how much of the Warriors going to be even attacking the paint and late in these games potentially. So we'll go to the other side now, talking Warriors matchups. Steph has to go on Smart. I mean, he just can't guard anybody else.
I feel like we've mentioned this before, but I think it's going to be everybody's going to be guarding each other.
Probably so. And so
Wiggins guarding Tatum has to. Best defender with size. So I think it's good matchups all the way down. I mean, the centers is just might be whatever. I think centers are more vital for pick and rolls, like you mentioned. So.
Yep.
But I mean, you got Jaylen Brown versus Klay Thompson, both elite players.
Yep, sure.
You got Tatum and Wiggins are both. I mean, Wiggins has went crazy in the playoffs so far. Versus arguably one of the better scorers on the wing
for sure.
Right now,
so probably late game lineups, Warriors will probably put Jordan Poole in for Looney, and then Celtics will probably put either Grant Williams or Derek White for Robert Williams.
I think if the Warriors run their small ball, the Celtics kind of have to run theirs.
I think it's going to be Derek White probably. Yeah. But it'll be interesting, and that'll definitely see coaching adjustments going into Game 2 and 3 and beyond.
Speaking of coaching adjustments, I think Steve Kerr has to, as he did against Luka, match Wiggins with Tatum.
His minutes and stuff too. Yeah,
I think that has to.
Yep, for sure. So. I'm interested to see how deep the benches go from the very start, because a lot of times in the first couple rounds you see the series start out with an 8-man rotation, maybe even a 9-man rotation still, but then if you get into Game 6, you get into Game 7, it's a 7-man rotation at the most. It's nothing now after this, so I'm interested to see how deep both sides will go.
Well, you think, for the Warriors, Poole is obviously going to be in
definitely,
it. Yep. Who do you go to after that? Is Gary Payton off the bench if he comes back? Or do you insert him back like they did? They were starting him to begin the playoffs.
See, I think even if Gary Payton had been playing this whole time, this might have been a tough series for him, because he wouldn't get as many easy buckets as he usually does on offense against the Celtics defense, and then he's good against helping against a guy like Ja. He's probably good against a guy like Luka if he could have played, but him guarding Marcus Smart's not that valuable. And who else is he guarding besides Marcus Smart?
Jaylen Brown. Maybe.
But that might be tough still. Yeah. And so I don't.
With Clay's good defensively, but I don't think you want him guarding Tatum.
Exactly. So it'll be interesting. They might try him out in games 1 and 2. I think he's questionable still for game 1. But they said he's progressing well. I think the 7th guy for the Warriors will have to be Otto Porter. He's also questionable, but they said he's progressing well too, ramping up to play. He's just super versatile for him too.
Where do you go if him and Payton are both out? Is there a 7th man in the rotation? They've played Moody a little more often recently.
Yeah, and he played well. But it's a great question. I think it's
Bielitsa's not in it, in my opinion.
No. Yeah, Bielitsa won't find time in this series unless there's an injury.
Yeah.
That the Celtics offense will just torch him.
Yeah.
So, simply put,
most any offense in the NBA could torch him.
Yeah.
Offensively.
But at least against the Mavs, the spot minutes he got, it's like you're going against Maxi Kleba, who's a spot-up shooter. You're going against Davis Bertans in a few minutes here and there. But yeah, I don't know. Probably.
So, yeah. Going back to defense real quick. The Warriors like to run box and 1.
Yeah.
Do they do that to Tatum and sacrifice Jaylen Brown? Maybe getting going.
So it would probably be Wiggins on him in the box and 1.
I think the rest of the Warriors move around so well together, especially in the small ball. I think they could do it. But that would have to be, I think, the desperate times.
I think it depends on the Celtics lineup, too. If Robert Williams is in the game, you can go to it. Yeah. If they're going small ball with 5 shooters on the court, I don't know. You might struggle trying to guard Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart. Yeah. But the Celtics rotation is pretty set. It's been pretty set all postseason. Yeah. They got the 5 starters. They got Derek White as their bench guard. Grant Williams as their bench forward. If they need another guard, Peyton Pritchard will see some time. If they need another big because of foul trouble or injuries, it'll be Daniel Tice. So,
I feel like they have more depth.
For sure.
Quality depth.
For sure. Do you think Peyton Pritchard plays significant minutes early in the series?
No. Late quarter minutes.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Tatum, I feel like what I've watched usually rests a good portion of the end of the first quarter.
Yep.
So they might run White and Pritchard out there if they need Smart or Brown out for any reason. So they could go 3 guards, wait quarters. Mm-hmm. But other than that, not significant.
And all of these games they get two days of rest every game except between games 3 and 4 back in Boston. So with that amount of rest time, you could easily see guys like Tatum, Brown, Curry, Clay, Draymond all playing 40 minutes easily. Yeah, so, want to swing it over to betting odds real quick?
So let's mention the ESPN.
Yeah.
What No world. What was it? BPI?
Yeah, the ESPN BPI percentage.
86% chance the Celtics win. That's absurd.
The main reason I think that's absurd is just because we haven't mentioned this yet, but Golden State has home court advantage.
Home court rest.
Right, yeah, and rest. Their series went 5, and Boston just literally had a slugfest.
Tough game 7.
Yes.
So, 86 is outrageous.
And to coincide with that 86%, the odds on this series are the Warriors are at -161. So if you don't know how betting works, you would have to bet $161 to win 100. So the Warriors are favorites in the series according to betting sites. I don't really know what the BPI is, but I see that all the time. And like when you see like college football season and NFL season, you'll see somebody you think is favored, and then it says 37% chance to win. You're like, what? Where are these percentages coming from? So
it doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, I completely think the Celtics have a shot.
Yeah.
But an 86% chance is hot. That's not even talking about the Warriors championship experience.
Exactly.
I saw that somebody sent me this, that the Warriors are 14-0 in playoff series where Steph, Clay, and Draymond start every game. So as long as they stay healthy and start every game, and Draymond doesn't get ejected and, suspended for any reason.
Well, I mean,
a la 20.
I know, and you look at their 2 years they were in the finals and didn't win. You're looking at a Draymond suspension,
Clay injury,
and a Clay injury, and a KD injury, and not just the Clay injury in Game 6. Clay was injured game 2 and 3, wasn't he, with a hamstring or something? So I mean, this team, when fully healthy,
has not lost a playoff series.
Yeah, and guys like Wiggins have been playing his best ball since the All-Star break, basically. Yeah. And so, I mean, but the Celtics are obviously playing their best ball too. I mean, they're a completely different team since Christmas.
We could mention what Marcus Smart said the other day.
What did he say? I don't know if I saw.
He said that he thinks the 2018 Celtics would have beat the Warriors if they had beat the Cavs. Or I remember exactly.
That's the KD Warriors, right?
Yes.
with basically sophomore Tatum, I think sophomore Tatum. So
let me pull up the exact quote here.
I mean, hey, love the confidence. Bring that in the 2022 finals.
Marcus Smart says Celtics would have beat the Warriors in 2018 finals. Quote, we definitely would have beat them. So, I mean, yeah, if you had pulled off beating LeBron James.
Well, it's true.
Maybe that gives you a little.
Maybe.
But if LeBron James couldn't beat that super team, I don't think the even younger than now,
Jaylen
already young Celtics team, I don't think in a literal first year Brown Tatum, whatever year they were, no shot. But anyways, I do think they have a significantly better chance this time around.
Yeah. All right, so next we'll talk about what happened in the regular season. So they played back in the middle of December at Boston, and Warriors won 111-107. So that was a Clayless Warriors at the time, and that was also just a mid Celtics team at the time too. So what are we thinking about that one? How that?
You mentioned the rotation that both teams used. So Romeo Langford started.
Yeah. So that game, Romeo Langford started, and he only played 8 minutes. But that game also featured 35 minutes of Josh Richardson and 23 minutes of Aaron Naismith. So 11 minutes of Ennis Freedom.
So
guys,
shout out all of those guys.
Yeah. Still get a ring.
How do we even look at that? So what did the guys still there do, like Smart, Brown, Tatum?
Tatum had a 27-point game, pretty good shooting. Smart had a 19-point game, pretty good shooting. Jaylen Brown had a 20-point game, pretty good shooting. They had 16 turnovers as a team, though, so that's not great. On the Warriors side, Wiggins had 27. All-star Wiggs, by the way. 27.
All-star starter.
Exactly, all-star starter. Had a plus 13 plus-minus that game for Wiggins. Only guy in the starting lineup with a plus. Draymond had 6, 8, and 5, normal Draymond stuff.
Okay.
Steph Curry had 30, pretty good shooting. Moses Moody started that game too, but only played 10 minutes. Guys off the bench, Iguodala played 24 minutes. He's also questionable for game 1 of the finals. So, Warriors have a lot of questions on who will be in their rotation for the bench. Otto Porter played 17. He was all right. Damian Lee played 18. He was all right. Guys like Kuminga, Juan Toscano Anderson, Gary Payton, Chris Chioza all played minimal minutes, but did play some. So, I mean, all in all, that first game just seems pretty pointless.
I'm not going to say irrelevant,
but
almost.
What's the word for near irrelevant?
And I almost argue the same for game 2, which was the game that Marcus Smart, some people call dirty. I think it's ignorant to call dirty, but dove for a loose ball and ended up hurting Steph Curry. And Steph missed the rest of that game. And Boston went on to win 110-88.
Yeah, so game 2 was at
Golden State.
Clay did play this game. But
Jordan pulled 29, I think.
Yeah.
One of his better games.
But like Ant said, Curry hurt in the second quarter. Celtics were absolutely rolling at the time, and they were like something stupid, like 18-2 in that 20-game stretch. Smart was handling point guard duties full time. Really,
they were into they were nearly have found their game plan.
Yeah, and you could kind of see in this game for the Celtics already, they were finalizing their playoff rotation, kind of. Same starting lineup as you see in the playoffs now. They all played decently heavy minutes, except Robert Williams played 24. Grant Williams played 21 minutes off the bench. Tice played 11. White played 22 minutes off the bench, and Peyton Pritchard played 18. So that was their playoff lineup. And then for the Warriors, it was... Well, Draymond didn't even start that game, apparently. So was he coming off an injury, I guess? He was.
Probably, yeah.
So, it was
But he played 22, so it's better than him not playing.
But it was a 14 minutes out of Steph. It was Draymond off the bench.
22.
It was 15 minutes out of Quindary Weatherspoon. Respectfully, but don't...
Juan Toscano got 14. Has he touched the court other than garbage time?
No. Unless they needed a defensive possession for 10 seconds and they would take someone out. So all in all,
not much coming out of the regular season matchup.
So they both won on the other's home court. So we'll talk about home court now. We said Golden State has home court. How much is that playing a factor?
From what I've watched this playoffs, as opposed to recent years with limited capacity or the bubble, it's back. It's back. It's playing a huge role. You still see teams going on the road and getting wins, but, for example, I went to Memphis Game 5 against Golden State. That played a huge role. Golden State did not want that game. 50-point lead at one point. Now, the home court is back.
Now, to the Celtics' credit, they've been amazing on the road in the postseason. Yeah. Won both at Brooklyn to sweep them, and then played Milwaukee, which they had Game 7 at home, but they had to win Game 6 on the road then to beat Milwaukee. And then in this Heat series, they split the first two in Miami. They won Game 5 in Miami, and they win Game 7.
3-1.
When you win Game 5 and Game 7 in Miami, you're doing something right.
Yeah.
And so maybe the Celtics don't care. They just simply...
Well, I think we talk about home court advantage. The Celtics have to use theirs to their advantage in the series.
Yes.
You can't have a Jimmy Butler-like performance from anybody on the Warriors. 47.
Yeah.
Anything close. You got to use it. The Warriors will use it. We know that. The Warriors' home court is one of the best.
Yeah, and so the Warriors have been decent, I guess, this postseason on the road. you mentioned that blowout in Memphis, but they did win Game 1 in Memphis. They won Game 3 in Dallas, lost Game 4 in Dallas. First round, they lost Game 4 in Denver when they were up 3-0 also. So,
yeah, they tend to like to go home to clinch.
Yeah, I mean, how much do we value a 3-0 loss even? Like, so it's kind of whatever. But it's one of those things. I don't think the Celtics can go down 2-0 in this series.
No, they cannot.
I think Warriors will find a way to get 3 or 4 then, and then you're going back to Golden State down 3-1.
And even if you win one in Golden State, I mentioned this, you cannot go back home in Game 6 down 3-2. Because Klay Thompson,
it's
already over.
Talk about something real quick. Klay Thompson in Game 6 is that guy. He's just that guy. All right, get that out of here.
All right. Game 6 Klay is like Jackson, Tyson, Jordan. Game 6.
Game 6.
That's it.
So Celtics.
If you go down 3-2,
don't be down.
It's over.
All right, so speaking of X factors like Game 6 Klay, the ultimate X factor. Let's talk about Celtics X factors now. What you got for Celtics X factor?
First X factor, Marcus Smart. Both ends. He's got to step up defensively. As I mentioned, Steph Curry's averaged 24, 25, and 40-something% shooting. Can't have that happen in this series. You got to stop him. And offensively, he's got to step up. If they're trying to take away Tatum and Brown, he's got to be ready to go.
So I think that begs the question: does he have to be better on offense or defense in this series than what he normally is for a given series?
I think offense.
Okay.
I think the Warriors are going to try and take away Tatum, specifically maybe both Tatum and Brown, because they have elite defenders and Wiggins
on the wings.
And
the wings is where they thrive. On defense.
I think he's got to step up offensively more. He's not been terrible.
No.
But if their two top options are being held down, he's got to step up.
Absolutely. So my X factor for the Celtics is going to be Al Horford. I think, he was huge in the one game against the Bucks where he dropped 30. I mean, great defense all of that game too. He almost single-handedly got them that win, which was a huge win. He's going to be huge too, potentially switching onto maybe not Curry, but he'll definitely switch onto a Klay, a Wiggins, potentially a Jordan Poole. So if he can hold his own there, that's huge for him. And then I want to see Horford drop a 30-point game too in this series. If he can give him a 30-point game, mix it up in the post against Draymond and Looney, hit some threes over Wiggins, whoever else is closing out on him. If he gets them a game like that, they're probably winning that game, and it's a big momentum shifter. And you saw it in the Bucks series too. He had that 30-point game, and the next two or three games or whatever, he wasn't even great. He scored 10 to 15, if that. I think one game was single digits. But they were literally scared of him then. They were closing him out like he was Klay Thompson at that point. So if they're having to do hard closeouts on Horford, that opens it a lot for all the other guards.
Yeah. So who's your Warriors?
So my Warriors X factor is going to be Draymond Green. He has been this team's leader for 7 years or whatever now. And his success has followed the Warriors' success. Every time he has a 6-6-5 game and it's just all right, they're probably losing. But you go back and look at every triple-double he's had, I bet their record is really, really good when he has a triple-double.
Yeah.
And if they're getting 10 to 15 points out of him, if they're getting 10-plus rebounds, 10-plus assists, or just at least close to that, if they're getting only 2 turnovers out of Draymond Green and not 2 stupid turnovers and 2, all right, you live with those turnovers, but you look at the box score now, he has 5 turnovers for the game. If they don't get 5 turnovers a game from Draymond, it's going to be big. Who's yours, Warriors?
I got to go Andrew Wiggins. I think he's going to be the X factor on both ends because I believe they're going to try and stop Jason Tatum.
Yep.
I think they have to. So that's his matchup. That's who I feel like he's going to have to stop, and he's going to step up. He's not been in this situation before. but I feel like so far through these playoffs, he's stepped up huge. But he's going to have to take another step.
Absolutely.
So, offensively, defensively, just like I said for Marcus Smart, offensively.
You think it's the same? You think he's going to have to be bigger on offense?
He's going to have to be bigger because he's been solid. I mean, he's averaging 15.8 points in the playoffs.
But if he goes and averages 20 in the finals?
I think he's going to have to because I believe Marcus Smart is going to step up and stop Stephen Curry. So, and respectfully, Clay has been so inconsistent. I think it's going to be up to Wiggins to, when you need a bucket.
Exactly.
You're going to Andrew Wiggins.
And I think Wiggins has to be the steadying factor in this series because as much as I want Draymond to be near a triple-double every game, as much as I want Clay to drop 30 every game, that's probably not going to happen. But if Wiggins is steady, if Wiggins is at least at 15 points every game, that's good. That gives you that option every night where, okay, Clay's struggling. Okay, Draymond's not getting much done. All right, Steph's getting face guarded. Let's give Wiggins some touches.
He's got to step up, in my opinion. I feel like both him and Smart have been really good, but they have to be even better if they want to win the series both sides. So.
And Jordan Poole's role is going to be very interesting this series too.
Yeah.
So,
I feel like Derek White's also will be.
For sure. And that's an interesting matchup alone off the bench. Jordan Poole, Derek White. That's going to be fun. Really fun. So let's talk about some game plans now. What do you think the Celtics do going into this series?
Like I said, I think Marcus Smart's going to have to try and shut down Steph Curry. I think they're going to run small ball into the game, and they're going to have to switch most likely, pick and rolls, and that's going to mean Grant Williams is going to have to step up as defender if he's in him or Horford. Either they're going to have Horford or Grant Williams as the big in game. Both of them are going to have to step up defensively and pick and roll. So I feel like the Celtics will probably have to stop the Stephen Curry show from happening. And hope that Wiggins and Clay are not hitting because they're gonna let Draymond or the big take over. For sure, it's not gonna scare them. So, yeah, I think.
As far as what the Celtics do too, I think they have to prevent the big run in this series. You saw in that Game 7 against the Heat where they're up 13 with 3 minutes to go, and here come the Heat, and it's bucket, turnover by the Celtics. Like, when you're up 13 that late, you just you find one bucket, and that game doesn't get to Jimmy Butler pulling up for three, Al Horford, best defender of all time.
Okay. Al Horford had no effect on that. That was just Jimmy being dumb.
Jimmy, what are you doing there? Brad, shout out my Heat fan, Brad. I hope you're watching this part.
Brad, you gonna let him shoot it? Come on, bro. You gonna take a shot at Brad like that?
Brad knows Jimmy.
Yeah.
Jimmy kind of, he could be a hero.
But it's so fresh, bro. Come on. He's still getting over it.
3 days now. 3 days fresh.
Yeah. Well, shout out Kyler.
Yeah, our local C's fan.
Kyler. They might do it. But I can't cheer for him, bro.
But we got some other C's fans.
Shout out Cody. Co-worker.
Dylan Chambers in the area. He's a C's fan. Maybe he's watching. I don't know.
I don't know. We got Warriors fans watching. Harmons, Will and Jude. Shout out Will and Jude.
Yep. The nice Warriors fans.
The nice Warriors. We also have some very delusional
We have
Warriors
some
fans
that are just like Warriors ride or die. They've never done anything wrong in their life. They've never had a bad game.
You know you are.
They basically haven't lost a game by their own doing.
If you're watching this,
They're not.
You know who you are. Yeah, he's probably not, but... Anyways. Shout-outs.
All right, let's go to the Warriors side now. What's the Warriors' game plan going into this series?
I've mentioned it. Stop Jason Tatum. I feel like you have to. Jason Tatum has this guy's mentality right now. Mm-hmm. He's riding on that energy. Mentally, physically, he's all there, I feel like, so you have to stop him. Jaylen Brown can kill you, but Jason Tatum can kill you a lot more often. So.
And this is the type of finals that if you get this for Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown against this is still a dynasty Warriors team. these last 2 years just weren't the Warriors.
I mean, this is very comparable to the 2015 team.
Absolutely, and it's probably still, even at that, as good as that team was, it's probably better.
Yeah. Andrew Wiggins
is
versus the Andrew Wiggins
and Harrison Barnes.
Yeah.
I mean, Harrison Barnes was definitely solid for that team, but their center play is better. Jordan Poole is the best sixth man this team's ever had.
Yes.
I mean,
aside from if they had D'Lo as a sixth man,
well,
that would have been insane.
Been an interesting team, but yeah.
But yeah, that they've actually had used as a sixth man, Jordan Poole is by far offensively the best sixth man.
But it's the type of finals you get this first one as Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. You take down this dynasty. This sets you up for your own dynasty. I mean, it gives you
Please don't tell me that as a Lakers fan.
But it gives you. I mean, yeah, I understand. But it gives you so much momentum into next season, and also like for years now they've been talking about Brown and Tatum. Will it work? Will it work? Well, you get this one finals. And now that they're in the finals in general, they're not going to break it up. But you get this one finals, this is your team for the next 5 years then. Yeah. I mean, Al Horford will get older, you got to replace him and whatnot. But
shout out Al Horford.
You're still
Finally made a finals.
Finally made a finals.
Finally made a finals.
He was, did we already mention that? I don't know.
Most playoff games without a finals appearance.
Yep.
It's broken.
No longer him. More. My guess is it's Melo now, but I don't really know for sure.
Well,
Melo's had a lot of playoff games,
but older player that we just don't really think about somewhere along the way.
Well, was Al Horford's all-time record too? Was that an all-time record, or was that current players?
Well, it might have been current, but I think it was all-time.
I don't know. Stats got to get on that too.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
you are a stats guy.
You think either? Yeah, I know. Don't have time. So, do you think there's any type of coaching advantage in this series? Ime Udoka for the Celtics, Steve Kerr for the Warriors.
I think when you get to the finals, there's obviously the coaches have impact. I'm not going to say they don't, but the players have to know their weaknesses and strengths, and just they have to know in their head what to do. You can't get Chase Center, TD Garden. These places are going to be loud. The coaches have had that experience in those atmospheres, but those players, a lot of these guys, specifically on the Celtics, and Wiggins in particular, have not had this type of stage, so I feel like it's down to the players. But if there's an advantage, I do believe it's Steve Kerr. I mean, he's been there, done that, in all roles, GM, coach,
basically
player for,
literally 40 years now.
Back with the Dynasty Bulls.
Yeah.
So Steve Kerr, I feel like, would have the advantage. Like, when he was out with COVID, for example, I mean, I was at Game 5 in Memphis, and it just felt like the assistant, it's not bad.
No.
He's not bad. He's going to be the Kings coach.
But it just was a different feel.
He just, for example, the Grizzlies went on this run to end the first half, I believe. Close game, 10-point game or something like that. I don't know exactly. But the Warriors just fell apart the last minute and a half. And you don't want to burn the timeout, but as a coach, you have to do something.
Yep.
I mean, the Warriors were just falling apart, and then the second half they came out and showed that they were completely falling apart that game. I mean, 50-point blowout.
Basketball is a game of runs, but at the same time, neither of these teams are going to be able to come back from the 15-0 run.
Yeah.
They can survive the 8-0 run, but if the Warriors are going on the run, Ime Udoka, do something. Jason Tatum, get me a bucket. Marcus Smart, get me a stop.
Run
somebody has to break this run, especially if you're in the Chase Center. You get that Chase Center rocket after a 15-0 run.
Oh my!
That game is going to be hard to come back from.
That's borderline FedEx Forum. Whoop that trick. It's over if you hear that.
It's over.
It's over.
So
it's Game 6 type stuff.
So
Game 6 Clay type stuff.
I guess we're ready for the finale.
So
the predictions.
Prediction time. I'll let you go first. I've kind of hinted at mine.
Okay.
So
got you. So I'm gonna say the Warriors split Game 1 and 2. They split them Game 1 and 2 at the Warriors. I'm gonna say they split Game 3 and 4 in Boston. I'm gonna say Warriors win Game 5. And as good as Game 6 Clay is...
Game 6 Clay, it's over, right?
Game 6 Clay is in Boston.
It's over.
He's still dropping 40.
It's over.
He's dropping 40.
They're losing.
But they're losing.
Whoa.
They're losing.
Jason, you're going to disrespect Game 6 Clay.
No, he's dropping 40. But Tatum's dropping 45.
We need a Game 6 playoff Clay win-loss record.
It's something insane.
It's got to be.
I think they said it on ESPN or something the other day. His averages, I think, are over 30, which is...
That's absurd.
MVP numbers, basically. But Game 6 Clay is getting defeated. Warriors are going back to Game 7. I'm going to say 110, 106. The Warriors win it. Steph Curry, first Finals MVP. Underrated MVP shot, not Clay, not Wiggins. Underrated MVP, Draymond Green. Like, potentially could get it.
Statistically, it's just not going to happen.
Probably not. That's why I'm saying, like, long shot. That's like the plus 1,500 odds at the betting book.
You're not going to give it to Clay for Game 6 40 ball? And what's he doing in Game 7 if he's...
Game 7, he's dropping 30 still. He's helping that win.
Okay.
But Draymond could potentially have that 5 out of 7 games
You're not going to go Clay law of averages. He's going to drop 40 and then drop like 15.
I mean, he could. And then all right, so what you got?
Well, I got Game 1's going to be electric. Chase Center, San Francisco, as much as Charles Barkley hates it, it's going to be crazy. And I got him winning Game 1, close, very close. Tatum's dropping like 32 because they don't know how to stop him yet. And they're going to lose. The Warriors are going to win it. They're going to go Game 1, up 1. Game 2, Ime Udoka is making them changes. And they're going to take Game 2, going back 1-1. I do think there will be a blowout.
Okay.
Game 3.
Okay.
I think the Celtics are going to get a big one.
So don't watch Game 3.
Okay.
Don't watch our recap of Game 3.
No,
Just
watch our recap.
No, watch the recap. Don't watch Game 3. So you need to watch a recap.
Yeah.
And then you'll see. We'll say they blew them out,
you.
and you can cut out mid video. Then we're fine with that.
We've got you. Game 3 is going to be a big one for the Celtics. They're going to be hyped up for Game 4. No extra day of rest. Steve Kerr's going to have them boys ready.
Them boys going to be ready.
You
can't go down 3-1.
You can't go down 3-1, and you also cannot get blown out twice in a row.
Yep.
So we're going back to Golden State Game 5 2-2.
Okay.
Warriors are winning Game 5. Back at home, electric. They're back in the flow. I feel like that's a game Jason Tatum just doesn't have it. Jaylen Brown might have it, but
not enough.
I've seen Celtics fans say every time Jaylen drops 40, they lose.
That is actually very true.
I think that's one of those games.
So are we saying actually the Warriors' true game plan is let Jaylen
Brown go crazy? You got to stop Tatum, not Brown. Anyways, you're going back to Boston, and guess what game it is?
It's Game 6 Clay.
It's Game 6 in Boston. Game 6 Clay's having 35.
Oh, okay.
And they're winning 109-107.
But they're getting the W.
They're getting the W in 6.
So
Finals MVP, Andrew Wiggins.
Okay.
Andrew Wiggins.
Okay.
The X Factor for the Warriors. He's dropping at least 25 in Game 6. He's having a solid average of 20.
Got you.
He's going to be the guy that stops Tatum in Game 5. He's also going to stop Tatum pretty much anytime they need him to. Other than Game 1, I think. I think Tatum's going to have him figured out. He's ready. He's got this guy's mentality popping right now. He's there. All right. So, but I got Warriors in 6.
But if you're trying to bet on Finals MVP and saying bet on Wiggins, don't get mad if it doesn't happen. It's your money. Do what you want. Drink responsibly.
Steph Curry's notorious for not getting this award.
Don't drink responsibly. Don't drink responsibly.
Whoa.
drink very responsibly, but it's not related to gambling.
There you go.
Okay.
Anyways, Steph's notorious for not getting these Finals MVPs. I don't think he should have got the Conference Finals MVP. I also think that should have been Andrew Wiggins, but I think it's going to be Warriors in 6, and I think Wiggins is getting that MVP.
I think regardless, we are in for a very, very good series.
Very good one.
Amazing matchups across the board. Hopefully it ends this very mid-2022 playoffs with a bang.
It's been a very, very bad playoffs in my opinion.
I'm kind of just hoping for 7 in general. I want 7 more games of basketball.
Yeah, I do too.
I want them close. I want them good.
I just hope this. If the Celtics pull this one out, like you said, I hope it doesn't jumpstart something. Because I can't watch.
The Lakers got to go stop it.
I
then.
can't watch. I can't watch these boys just go down in the all-time series championships. It's like the two heavyweights. You know?
It really is.
We can't be the one that's
these
on the
are
bottom.
these are a lot of fun players to watch too. So enjoy these games. Enjoy the players in them. It could be the last time you see some of them in big situations, trades, free agents, whatever. So enjoy it. We will see you guys Monday after Game 1 for Game 1 recap. We hope you enjoyed this one. Have a good one.
That was pathetic.
Cut that out.
That was pathetic. You got to do it like this.